Hello everyone, my name is Shivam and welcome to my channel Navoki. So last time I got a feedback that my video was too long, around 28 minutes. So this time I am thinking to split my GenKit series into 5 to 7 minutes of videos. So today we are going to work on to create an HR agent with the help of GenKit. That means suppose we have an HR policy in the PDF format which is in an unstructured data. So we will create an application. So when user queries something, ask any questions, our LLM will look for answer in that PDF and get relevant data and send it back to the in a summary format back to the user. So this whole process is done with the help of RAG, that is Retrieval Augmentation Generation, where we require indexing, embedding and retrieval and generation step process. So in our HR agent that we are going to work with Retrieval Augmentation Generation, we are going to use three tech stacks. First is our AI framework, that is GenKit, to create all the applications and codes on the server side. Second is the Gemini AI that we are going to use LM to summarize answer to the user and also create embeddings using embedding model provided by the Gemini. And the Flutter. This will be the last step where we are going to show a response in the Flutter UI where user will ask some question on the Flutter, send back to the server, and whole answer will come back to the application. So by now you must have already heard about RAG if you are already learning AI. So RAG means Retrieval Augmentation Generation. It is an AI framework that combines the external data retrieval with a large language model to produce more accurate and up-to-date response. See, LLM has some kind of limitation. That means that if it doesn't have the accurate data, it might hallucinate. Also, suppose I have some businesses or a university and I have data with the students. So I cannot load all the data to the chat GPT. So we create a application layer, a service layer, so that whenever user asks something in the chat GPT, we can fetch relevant data from our personal database, and that is the private database, and send back to the chat GPT so it can reply with the correct answer. So how actually RAG works? So RAG involves is a three-step process. Although there are multiple steps which are cleaning, extracting, evaluating, but these are the three major steps which is required in the RAG. First is retrieval. When a user asks a question, the RAG system first search an external knowledge base for the most relevant information. Here external knowledge bases, it can be an SQL DB or a vector database too, or a graph DB. This knowledge base can include internal documents, database and other trust sources. So any data source that is on your local PC or on your server which LLM can extract the relevant data and send back to the user. And the last step is generation. This augmented prompt is sent to the LLM which uses both the original query and the newly provided context from the retrieval first step to generate a more accurate and relevant response. So here is a more visual representation what we are going to do. Suppose we already have raw data sources. In the application we have an HR policy document in the PDF format. First we are going to extract the information. In our case this will be a text. Do a chunking. That means suppose we have 50,000 text, so we cannot use all the 50,000 text immediately in a single instance. We are going to split the data, depends upon the strategy. So I'm going to split this, suppose every 2000 word or 5000 word, and we're going to split into multiple arrays. Now I'm going to extract one chunk from this list at a time and then create an embedding of each chunk. Then combine this chunk and embedding and store in the vector database. So we can query this database later. Now suppose a user asks a query. In our HR agent, user will ask what is the notice period in this company. So this query will be sent to the embedding. So because for the similarity search, we need to be compared with the embeddings and embeddings only. We cannot search with the text and embeddings. This embedding will be queried into vector database and compared with the vector embeddings that we stored previously. And will fetch the most relevant data. It might be top 10, top 5. The relevant data is collected and sent back to the LLM. And then LLM will decide and create a proper summarized human response back to the user. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning.